applause for that. Does that get exciting? Just by a show of hands, how many of you guys have intro videos when you go out and speak? All right, just 2 people. Okay, so if you're out speaking, so I'm all about getting right into the content, giving you nuggets that you can take away and implement in your business. So if you're out speaking, and Lee, I love to share this story. You know, we were doing events a couple years ago. We had this it was a 4-day event, 4 speakers. It was the ultimate pitch-a-thon, right? So Lee comes in and he sells for us. He does really well, blows away the audience. But we're backstage in the green room, and he's telling me about this story. He had just spoken in Sarasota at a RIA club. And he's getting ready, and, the room is, about 75 people. And they're doing their, deal of the week and introducing their stuff, everything that they do at the RIA. And right before Lee gets up and speaks, the head honcho gets up and reads a disclaimer. Actually puts it on the screen and he reads a disclaimer. The Sarasota RIA does not endorse or promote the following speaker. Any products, services, or sales from this speaker should be taken at your own risk, and you can imagine the rest of that. Do you think that's a good introduction to go up on stage? Heck no. How many of you have experienced maybe some level of degree of that, where you just had a bad introduction, or you had someone just disclaim you before you go up there? And so an intro video, it's so very important to have, because if someone messes up your introduction or just doesn't give you that power, then you can just play your intro video and it does it for you. Is that pretty cool? Yeah. Now, how many of you are like, intro video, it's going to cost me some money. I got to pay a video guy to do this. How many of you are kind of queasy about that? You're thinking about that in the back of your head. My partner, AJ, did this in the software that comes on a Mac. And so all you do is you upload your videos, and that was a template. I think he did that in like 60 minutes, and I'm sure you could outsource that. So anything to boost your credibility, boost your intro, definitely do it. And how does that translate to the web? Well, what I was thinking, I was sharing this with a couple people, is I'm actually thinking of getting a professional voiceover to do an introduction. So when a promoter does a webinar with me, they'll introduce the person that does the professional introduction. Does that make sense? Because on a webinar, you can't play your intro video, but why not get someone to read your script, introduce you, a professional voiceover? All right, so I'm going to experiment with that. So check back in with me, and I'll share the updates with you. Lee, did you take my clicker?
No, I took my clicker, but you're welcome.
There's not a house clicker up here?
House clicker was.
Oh, can I borrow yours?
How many people have the clicker with us?
It wasn't in the contract. Thank you, Lee. You're the man. You're getting this back, yeah. All right, so the next 55 minutes or so, I'm going to show you funnel secrets of the masters, stuff that I'm using in my business, but I've also teamed up with an internet marketer who's been driving traffic, mass traffic online. Some of you know him. His name is Brock Felt, and he gave me some strategies that he's using in his business, and I'm going to be sharing that with you. We're actually teaming up to create a new company called the Internet Movement, where we're going to teach entrepreneurs, business owners, how to drive traffic to their website. So you guys remotely interested in learning how to do that? Put them up and say, oh yeah. All right, let's have some fun. All right, so let's start the clock, 60 minutes. Today we're going to talk about funnel design. We're going to go Facebook. We're going to redesign our squeeze page. And we're going to talk about upsells, online funnels, and product launches. Anyone interested in any of that stuff on the screen? Let me see your show of hands. Okay, all right, let's go. So one of the things I want to do is I want to go back to the basics. As marketers, sometimes we get excited, we see the new shiny object, and we complicate the thing. But the real formula, and I know you guys have seen this, the real formula online or anything that you do is traffic plus conversion equals money. And so if you just boil it back down to that, it's very, very simple. You can complicate this process, but at the end of the day, you got to get traffic, you got to convert that traffic, and you get money, okay? Now, you can do upsells, and you can do Facebook, and you can do all this stuff, but if you get that in your head, you should tape this up in your office. Traffic plus conversion equals money. Just follow that formula. When things are complicated, just go back to this formula. But before I tell you about this, I'm going to tell you kind of how I got started in this business. Most of you know my story, and it was at a RIA club that I kind of stumbled into. I read a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. Who here's read Rich Dad Poor Dad? Yeah. It's a real estate group, right? So I read this book, and I went down to the RIA, and I was so excited about real estate, but I didn't know where to go. And there was the guy on stage, and he was pitching. Actually, it was Pete Young's pitching rehabbing, and I was all jacked up. But something came over me and said, if I don't find a mentor, if I don't find somebody to help me do this, I'm probably not going to be able to do it. And so what I did was I went and I found Dave, my partner Dave, at the time, had a little table, just like these tables right here outside the Rio Club. And I went up to Dave and I said, look, Dave, teach me how to buy a house and I'll come work for free. Because I had nothing going on for me. I was just coming out of college. I was looking for something to do. And so that started this whole revolution, this whole track, and that's why I'm here before you today, is because of that. I went to volunteer to go work for free. I started doing seminars. I helped them grow foreclosures daily. And then at the end of the day, I said, you know what? I need to go do this for my own self. But along the way, what I did was I studied marketing, right? I studied marketing, and I know I'm kind of preaching to the choir here, but what happened was that I had gone to a seminar, and I saw this gentleman on stage. It was an internet marketing seminar, and he was telling me how I can make all this money with these little boxes that you put on websites. And when somebody clicks on that box, you get like half a cent. And I'm like, ooh, I'm going to make 1 million of these sites, and people are going to click on it like this, and I'm just going to be collecting paychecks. Well, I couldn't make one site successful, but I had already scaled it to 1 million. What do you think happened? What do you guys think happened? I bought a lot of internet space. I made no money. Okay, I made a little bit of money, but not for the amount of effort that I put into it. And so I'm happy that I did that, because a lot of times in life, right, we try something and it doesn't work, but that puts us on a new path. How many of you can relate to that back in your life, where you've seen that like turning point in your life? Well, that's what happened for me, and I'm so happy that it did, because what I did is I went back old school and I studied the classics. And what I mean by that is I studied direct mail, started studying Ted Thomas, started studying like what people had to do back in the 1800s to get people to buy out of a newspaper. 1600s. Oh, oh, don't let Ted know I said that. Don't Kidding. So I started studying these things, and so what I did is I put this letter together, and this is a key lesson in like just target your buyers, right? If you ever need money, just go after your buyers and sell them something else. And so what I did is I drafted this letter, I put it on colored paper, I downloaded some handwriting font there, and I sent it out to our buyers. Now you got to imagine at the time, I couldn't speak to people, I couldn't be on the stage, I couldn't sell, I couldn't take these calls. So what I did is I pushed this to a salesperson. They took the calls, closed it, and when I did this campaign, we did $7,000 through direct mail and over the phone. Pretty cool? Pretty cool? Yeah, absolutely. And so in a startup company, Dave's company, what they said is, congratulations, you're the marketing guy. And I said, okay, cool. And so this has been my whole quest of what I've been doing over the last couple years. And I'm so passionate about marketing, internet marketing and offline marketing, that it just oozes out of me. Can you tell? Can you guys tell? All right. So this started this whole process, and so I picked up a lot of things along the way that I'm going to share with you. And I remember sitting back in another seminar. I'm a seminar junkie. And I remember sitting at a seminar, and I had progressed, I had gone on, and I had this product called Business Credit. And I remember saying, I want to create an online funnel. I want to create a funnel where it just spits out money, I get continuity income, people can promote it, and at the end of the day, I get buyers. Just by a show of hands, how many of you have a pre-designed sales funnel online where you can drive traffic and make money at the end of it? Let me see your show of hands. Something available online. Okay, great. Well, this is going to be a great conversation between me and you, because I'm going to show you how to architect it. But for those of you that do have the funnel, I'm going to show you the conversions that I'm getting right now so that you can increase it. Would that be of value to you? Yes. Absolutely. Okay. So, for those of you that don't have a funnel, I want you to write one down before you leave this week. And if it's your goal to have a funnel online where you can drive traffic, it starts with a diagram. And so in that seminar, I drew what it was supposed to look like. Now this looks pretty sloppy up here, but what that transformed into was this, okay? All right? And so I'm just going to go over it real quick with you and show you. Basically, all it is I'm driving traffic to my landing page, and then I present them an offer. The particular offer is for a free CD. Then I upsell them into an ebook, and then we upsell them into our home study course. Is that a pretty simple process? Can you guys dig that? Can you follow that? Okay? So here's what I found out. If I drove traffic here with affiliates or internet or SEO or pay-per-click or whatever that drove traffic, I would put them through a process, and at the end of it, I would get money at the end of the day. And so where I started first was I perfected the CD. And so I went to work on creating my opt-in page and then the CD sales page. All that I wanted people to do was just say yes. I wanted a small yes. Now, if you notice, I didn't go and try to sell my home study course right off the bat. That's like asking for marriage on the first date. It's just not going to happen. And so what I did is designed a process that all of you guys can implement that's proven through the ages, this process of doing a funnel. It's all online. And so we start with the free CD, and basically the pitch is, hey folks, I want to give you my best top secrets on building business credit. Okay? I put it together on the CD, and I could easily charge. I've been told I could easily charge for it. But what I'm going to do, because there's so many myths out there, because of a reason. You got to give them a reason why you're doing something in their behalf. I got to give them a reason why. And so I say, because there's so many unscrupulous people out there that are talking about this subject and don't know what they're doing, I put it together on a CD. And so I want to give the CD to you. All I ask that you do is pay shipping and handling. Right? Is that an easier sales argument than buy this CD for $7? Absolutely. Here's what I found. As soon as I implemented this CD process, I increased my sales of my ebook. I actually started with trying to sell a business credit ebook online, but I'd only get X amount of sales. But because I said, I want to send you this free CD, got someone hot and excited about my product and service, then I presented them immediately with an upsell offer. I found that more people would take it versus if I just sent it to the page. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So what we're doing is we're getting small commitments leading to bigger commitments, right? Exactly. That's exactly what we're doing. So what happened was, this is that you guys can see this process. Feel free to look at it. I give you license. I'm an open book with my process. And, I find it so funny. Chris, you could call him a competitor, but, I think in abundance. And, we've done some stuff together. We're working together. And I just find it funny that you're here, and I keep giving and giving and giving this sales process. And you've got the biggest smile ever. I love it. I absolutely love it. But, that's the cool thing. We're here, we're sharing. There's so much business out there for all of us. It doesn't matter. So what I do is I have a membership website, businesscreditinfusion.com. You can check it out there. This is my opt-in page currently right now for a particular type of traffic, JV traffic. So that's at businesscreditinfusion.com/quick start. Now, a couple things for you to notice. It's blue, which is a trust color, okay? Blue is a trust color. And there's nothing to do on this page but to opt in. Now, this traditionally has been the way to go. And if you're driving JV traffic, this is a great way to do it. However, with the new stuff that's coming out with pay-per-click and driving other sorts of traffic, they're not happy with these kind of pages. They want more of an official looking website with the logo. How many of you understand that things are changing out there in the internet marketing world? Yeah, things are changing. So I want you to keep in mind, this is for my JV traffic, okay? I'm driving folks here through affiliate deals. Now what happens is, let me show you some conversion numbers. By pushing people through this process, what I'm able to do is I'm getting a 38% opt-in rate. Now how many of you are thinking, 38%? That's not very good. That's awful, it's good, it sounds... Here's what I found out. I pulled the stat to show you a point here. Is if you don't track, you don't know what's going on. And so what happened was I had an affiliate send some emails and doing this process over and over again. And then I see my numbers go down all of a sudden. I said, what the heck is going on? Is my site broken? Did someone hack it? Well, what I had found is somebody who had been spamming my business credit affiliate link. And so what they were doing was they were getting me like 5,000 hits, but like 3 opt-ins. So I'm like, I didn't know what they were doing, so we immediately shut that off. Overall, though, it dropped my opt-in rate to 38.21%. The real opt-in rate is about 55%, is what we're seeing. So on a JV traffic page, it's about 55%. But I put this up here to show you that if you don't track this and see this, you can't see if people are doing unscrupulous stuff. You can't improve it. You just don't know. And so that's why tracking is so very important. Now, what happens is once they opt in, we're seeing about 10%. You really want to look at that number there. 10% of the people are taking my free CD. They're saying yes to it. Now, I love that 10% of the people take this, because as soon as they buy my CD, I give them an opportunity. I give them a bonus, 30 days free to my Business Credit Infusion members area. So my whole goal in life is to sell as many CDs as possible. How many of you get that? Who can tell me why I want to sell as many CDs as possible? I just want to make sure you guys are following. Continuity, right? I just said that I'm putting everyone that buys a CD, virtually almost all of those people go into continuity, okay? So now we're charging about $39 a month for that continuity. So we're seeing 10% of the people take the CD, and then what I do is I give people the option. I say, hey, look, thanks for buying the CD. I'd love to gift you 30 days access to my business credit area. Now, in the past, people would have advocated forced continuity, where people just automatically get it. Well, I used to do that, and what I found is I got a lot of tire kickers. I got a lot of customer service complaints because people were getting pissed off. How many of you have ever joined something and then the old continuity bill hits you 30 days later? Yeah. And so I'm like, man, I don't like that. And so what I did is I gave people the option to opt out of the continuity. But here's what I found. 80% of the people still wanted it. And so what I just did right there, valuable lesson, what I just did, I got rid of 20% of the tire kickers, my customer service issues, by giving them the option to opt out. Now, I did some pretty ninja stuff. You guys want to hear the ninja stuff I did to get them to take the continuity? All right, so what I did, I don't think I put it in the presentation, is I put a box at the very bottom where they were checking out. And it was a blue box ensuring trust, right? The trust color. When they unchecked the box, it would turn to red, and then it would cross out everything that they would not get access to. And so that's how I got them to take 80% of it. Now, do we still get some complaints and people, oh, I didn't get this? Absolutely. I mean, that's part of, a continuity membership site. But what I did is I increased the amount of people that are in and that are sticking in the first month. Now, from there, these don't look at these two right there, but from there, what I did is I upsold my ebook at 39%, meaning everyone that took the CD, automatically 39% of them took the ebook purchase at $50. So now I went from a $7 buyer, and now I've upsold them an ebook, and I've just increased the value of that customer. How many of you can see how valuable that is? And so that's what a funnel is all about. It's about taking someone from here and ascending them up. Just like we do in a seminar environment. We sell a $997 course, and then we get them to our boot camp, and we ascend them into our coaching program. I'm just doing this online, right? And I'm getting different results. I'm getting instant results because I'm able to process orders online instantly. Now, from there, I smack them right in the face, and I go right from $50 for my ebook right into $997. And the reason why is I don't expect people to take that, but what I do is I position them and I tell them, I basically show them that I have a home study course available for $1,000 and that they can purchase it. Now, I don't expect a lot of people to take that. It's a big jump. But what I'm doing is positioning myself for the webinar that's going to follow up. Does that make sense? I don't want to just spring it on them. I want them to see it. I want to plant that seed, and then I want to do it on the webinar, basically make an offer. So what we do is we go back here. So we go from here is 39%. About 2% of the people take the home study course, and then we do a digital downsell. And I basically say, hey, look, guys, I know times are tough. And I said, look, if I don't have to ship you out the material and I just delivered it digitally, would that be okay with you? And if I do that, would you be okay with me giving you a discount? Naturally, they say yes. And so what we do is we do a downsell there for all the digital products, okay? Now, through my testing, I've actually found that $997, actually, let me step back. I've been doing a lot of research. Did you have a question? Oh, pointer? I got one on here. I've been doing a lot of research on the sort of how the marketplace is looking. I've been talking to a lot of you guys. I've been reading some research. And what I'm seeing is that the $997 price point, it's becoming a tougher sell. Okay? And so I want you to picture this. The marketplace is like a triangle. You know, at the top, we've got our high-end people. They buy our $50,000 or $25,000 coaching programs. In the middle, we've got our $997 buyer, our $1,497, even our $2,000 buyer. And then at the very bottom of the triangle, which is bigger, we've got our 97, we've got our digital product buyers. And so what I'm seeing right now, and I think a lot of you can attest to that, is the middle is like shrinking. It's disappearing, right? How many of you are doing webinars finding it hard to sell at $987 on a webinar? Right? Or you're seeing the numbers decline. I was talking with some folks earlier, and they're saying they're selling products at $300, and they're actually outselling and doing more than if they offered it at $997. And so what we're seeing is the middle's shrinking. And so you want to really take a look at that. And so what we've decided to do with the business credit course is we're actually offering it at $497 now. $997 is too big of a jump. Found out the conversions are down on that, so I'm going to $497 on that course. Okay? No matter if they buy or don't, they go to a webinar. I play a webinar to them, and I offer them the course at $497. If they bought the course, I don't care because it's a stick strategy. Now they're seeing the offer validated on a webinar, and if they haven't bought, that's great because now they're on the webinar, I get a chance to sell them a product, okay? And so this whole process happens on autopilot. I just want to see a show of hands. Who here in the room has something similar, a funnel like this set up online? I just want to see. Guys, it's an amazing thing to have a funnel online. You're making money every month. Am I right? Without going out and speaking, without doing any work, having a funnel online, just arranging affiliates and traffic to do that. So, how many of you want to actually see some numbers? Yeah. Let me take a step back. How many of you go to seminars and the guy on stage is like pitching the system, and he's like, you do this and you do this and you're going to make money, but you never really see the numbers? Can I get an amen? Amen. All right, so I'm going to be the guy that reveals the numbers because I just don't see it out there. And so here's what I want to share with you. You saw the first numbers. What I do is I split test everything. I want to know what's going to convert the best. And so what I'm able to do with the system, the funnel that I've designed, is I split test headlines and I'm split testing price. I'm going to take you through price right here. Okay? Now, when I first started the CD, offering the CD, I offered it at $5, $4.97. And then I put some other prices in here. And I thought, you know what? At $5, I'm going to get a boatload of people to take the CD versus if it were above $5. Does that make sense? The cheaper thing, more people will buy. That's what I thought. That was my logic. Well, what I found is when I did the split test pricing, at under $5, I don't know what it was, but people didn't buy it as much as if it were over $5. Isn't that weird? But if you don't test, you don't know. And so what I did is we've increased the price, and what you're seeing up here on the screen, just in case you can't see it up here, this box is $6.77. The next one down is $5.97. Then there's $6.97 and $7.97. So as you can see right here, $5.97 and $6.97 are doing the best. So you want to think about, you want to test the price on that. I think someone was talking about it earlier. Just changing your price, the price elasticity in your products or services can change your bottom line and how many people you get into the funnel. Okay? Now the next thing that I tested was subscription testing, the continuity. And so the prices I have are $19.97, $27.50, $29.97, and $39.99. Now, who here is thinking, oh, Dustin, just do the $29.97? How many of you are thinking that looks like the flat-out winner? Okay. Well, with continuity, you have to remember, what's our stick rate going to be? So although more people are taking $29.97, I need far fewer people at the $39.97 rate if they're going to stick for a longer amount of time. So that's something that you want to take into account. Okay? But what I'm seeing right now is $29.97, and actually $19.97 is actually beating it now on the stats. $19.97's the price point that's doing really well, and people are sticking in longer. Okay? Upsell. $47, $49, $57, and $59. So again, you would think $47, it's an easier thing. It ends in a 7, should sell better, right? 49's outbeating it. How many of you done some split test pricing with your products? Let me see your show of hands. Okay. Super important to do because small changes in that will increase your bottom line and your conversions. I'll give you the last thing that we're working on here. So that was my business credit funnel. Now what I've done is in my office, I'm actually showing guys how to do the funnel. And so most of you know that my partner Dave and AJ run the 7-figure Speaking Empire. And so we do a lot of coaching and consulting on presentations. And I said, you know what, we need to build a funnel for this business. And so I said, Adam in the office, take my business credit funnel, follow the same exact process and diagram a funnel for getting into speaking, how to be a speaker, how to increase your close. And so what we're going to do, this is what he's designed here. We're going to start on Facebook, and you're going to see why in a second, why we're going to test it all on Facebook, okay? We're going to start on Facebook. We're going to do a free video reveals, five tips on how to make 5 figures as a speaker. Then we're going to upsell them right into a $97 product. We're going to go right for the glory because we're going to test and see. But how we're going to position it is, hey, look, take this product, try it out for 30 days. If you don't like it, let us know. Otherwise, it's $97. And so we're doing a 30-day hold test. And guys, this isn't anything new. Ted's been doing this for years in direct mail. And people before Ted, in newspaper, So this is a proven process. We're just taking it online. Then what we're going to do is we're going to upsell them into a speaking blueprint. We're going to do another thing, give them a marketing course at $197, and then we're going to do a webinar. Now, the whole goal for this is we're going to generate leads so that we can get people to our boot camps, and then from there upsell them into our consulting. Does that make sense? Generating leads online, and then following up with them offline to get the most dollars per head. All right, so here's what we're doing on Facebook. Anyone here advertising on Facebook? Let me see your hands. Okay, about half the room. No, about a third, a little less than that. So here's what we're doing. We're taking the same process and we're taking it to Facebook. Now you might be thinking, well, Dustin, why don't you just take the traffic from Facebook and just push it to the funnel you already got? Well, what we found when we did that is when people leave Facebook, they kind of freak out. They freak out, right? Because Facebook is like their haven. And so what we're doing is we are putting our advertising on Facebook. We drive them to this page where I give them a free video, and we get them to actually opt in through Facebook, okay? Now, in some cases, what we'll do is we'll try to put the funnel and the sale through Facebook. We're testing a couple things, because if we can keep this entirely within Facebook, our conversions are going to be better, is what we think. And the reason why is when you go to an environment that you know and then you're quickly taken out of that environment, what do you think happens? Come on, guys, what do you think happens? You get fear, right? You drop off. And so we want to create that sale entirely within Facebook. Or what you can do is kind of fake it. And so what we've done is once they opt in and I go for my free CD, what we're doing is we're just making this a blue background, and then we're same look and feel. You see that? It's kind of the same color scheme, same look and feel, and then we've got the credibility right up there, right? And so we're taking this process through Facebook. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, well, why Facebook? Well, Facebook, it's easy to test. And so you can get results for your products and services instantly through Facebook to see if it's good. Now, I'll tell you, it's not good for volume. You can't stay there and make a whole bunch of sales on Facebook, but it's a great place to test, okay? What's that? And it's cheap, yeah. It's very inexpensive and you can get really targeted. And so that's why we're going on to Facebook to test this process before we take this out to some banner networks, okay? Because if it's not going to fly on Facebook, it's not going to fly out there. Does that make sense? So we can test here on a small scale, get our offer going, and then we can go out and do banner networks. So again, this is the same process as what some of the landing pages look like. So we're saying stop, and we'll insert their name there. And we say, don't close this window. I've got another offer for you, okay? But what I want you to look at is the same look and feel. It's the same look and feel that you saw there. You want to keep things consistent, okay? Keep things consistent. One of my partner's clients is Dr. Fibro. Now, if you're on Facebook now, you can check this out. If you go to his site, you can actually go there and click on the like button. When you click on the like button, things happen. Things actually change. And so he sells prescription products. He sells, I'm sorry, not prescription, but supplement products online. And as soon as you click on the like button, the prices all change. And so your offer to them is click on my like, be my friend, and I'll give you a deal. Okay? Now I want to give you a couple of rules of thumb. What we're seeing average, now this is going to be different for all different niches, but what we're seeing average is that for every fan that you have, you should be getting $8 per month. Every fan, if you're driving Facebook, if you're driving traffic and you're making an offer on Facebook and you're getting your fans there, you should average about $8 per month per fan or per your friend, okay? So why Facebook? You want to start with Facebook because it's easy for testing. You know, before you roll out something, just go there, test it out, do your offer, drive traffic, and you can find out results instantly. It's a waste of time if you're going for volume, but it's the place that you need to start, okay? And then what we're noticing on Facebook is, you know, oftentimes when you see an ad, you see the same ad over and over and over again. Am I right? Have you guys logged into Facebook? You see the ad, you see the picture, it's the same thing over and over again? Well, what we're seeing is that you actually have to upload a whole bunch of ads with a whole bunch of pictures, because what happens is people just get accustomed to that same ad and they just block it out. But if there's a new picture swapping in through there, it grabs their attention. So we're seeing it takes about 5 to 6 times to get their attention through the Facebook ad to drive them to our page. One thing I want to share with you is, we're working so hard to generate these leads online, but I'm no dummy. My goal is to get them offline, okay? So I want you to really think about that in your business. You might be generating leads online, but your best dollars per head, the most money that you're going to get out of these folks is going to be to take them offline. And so that's what, a seminar, that's a call center, that's direct mail, okay? So what we're doing now is all the business credit leads that we're driving, we're now pushing out to a call center to follow up with these folks to upsell into a done-for-you program. How many of you are generating leads and then pushing them to a call center? I just want to see a show of hands. Okay, good. If you're not, you really need to consider that. And maybe you're not going to go hire a call center, but maybe you have someone that you bring in-house to call the leads and follow up with. You see, my mindset when I first created this business credit funnel was very much of the internet lifestyle mindset. I'm just going to put this funnel up. I'm going to make all this money. I'm not going to have to do anything. And that was great, but I was leaving a lot of money on the table. How many of you can relate? Come on. How many of you can relate, right? And so we add things to the funnel, to the process to make more money. So we're just about to turn on a call center where we're pushing all these leads to get our maximum dollar from this. Now, one of the things my partner says is, he's like, are you niching yourself out of business? They say that there's riches and niches, and if you study a lot of Kennedy's stuff, he says, if you go niche, you can sell higher prices, you can get more targeted. But if you're thinking mass media, if you're thinking to drive leads, a lot of us are niching ourselves out of business. And so here's the thing. Let's say you're in probate. I don't think anyone is a probate expert in the room. But let's say you're in probate, and you're meeting a guy at the bar, and you're going to go have the conversation about, I'm a probate guy, this is why you need to do probate. That's probably going to fall on deaf ears versus a message that says, how would you like to make money in real estate, investing in property? So you see how I vanilla-sized that message? I wasn't talking about the actual method of our investing. I was talking about just being more mass, more friendly, okay? So I had a big epiphany that, here I am, I'm saying I'm the business credit guy, I'm the business credit guy, I'm the business credit guy. The mass media, they don't care. They just want the end result. And what's the end result? Money for their business. Money for their business. So a lot of us, we're so focused on niching ourselves, and I suspect I know why this is. The seminar business, right? In order to get someone stage, what did you have to do? I think, Zach, you talked about this earlier. You had to find a product that didn't compete with the promoter, right? So you had to go find a niche, right? And so everyone was niching and niching and niching so you could get on stage. Right? And so we've been in that mindset that we've got to be a niche. We've got to be a niche so we're not competitive. But the challenge is if we want to get any sort of numbers on Facebook, if we want to get some sort of numbers on the mass networks, we can't go out there with, I'm the probate expert and do it this way. You just have to go out there with a vanilla message like, here's how to make money in real estate. Once you get them in, then tell them your process. Then say, probate's the next best thing, or the next biggest thing, okay? So I want you to ask yourself this question: are you niching yourself out of business? How can I make my message more universal? We work with a lot of clients through the Power Days at the Seven-Figure Speaking Empire, and a lot of folks come to us and they're like, I'm going to give them short sales, I'm going to give them probate, I'm going to give them bankruptcy. But the challenge is, with that is people want the business opportunity. Again, they don't care about the end result. They don't care about your specific niche. They want the end result, okay? So ask yourself, are you niching yourself out of business? Now, here's how it used to be online. I'm going to switch gears for a second. Here's how it used to be online. You could put up a website and people would buy things. Those are way back. How many of you can remember those days? You had a website, you put it up, and people were making money, right? Well, that was a good thing, but things got a little bit more competitive, right? So what happened is you had to have a website, and next you had to have good copy. So people started working on the copy, started, perfecting their web pages, making it more salesy. Well, that was good, but then people got good at copywriting and people started hiring, freelance copywriters. And so the process had to go another step. So now it's website, it's copy, and now it's clean design. You guys starting to see the progression here? But even more so than that, it's website, copy, clean design, and it's the best process. Now, I just want to take a second to share with you. We're moving from things that when you're an early adopter, you can get away and make a lot of money. If you're not an early adopter, if the marketplace is crowded, you now have to create the best process. Or in other words, you've got to create the best experience. So David Fagan's words, about creating that experience for people is so very true. I was talking with Ed Diamond out there, and he was telling me about his boot camp. he creates a unique experience for his people, and because of that, he converts. Zach Childers, the reason why he's having success, he's creating that unique experience for his people. And so, sure, that sounds simple offline at a seminar. We can think of ways to create that, but how do we do it online? Well, here's how we do it. I'm going to share with you. Before I do, I want you to make them feel like they're getting something out of it, okay? So here's what I mean. Here's where I'm going with this. If you see this form here, what immediately comes to mind about this particular opt-in page? So I just want some crowd interaction. Just throw it out. What comes to mind?
Lots of information.
Lots of information. Too much. Bullshit, okay. Hypey, okay. What am I buying? Here's what we're finding on this particular website. We've all, a lot of us have been trained, only give them one option, make it very simple for them to put their email address in. And I was a big proponent to that. But again, everyone is doing that. So how can you make the process, how can you make the experience different? So here's what we did. We positioned it a lot differently. So this is a social media system online. And instead of saying make money as a social media expert, because we're targeting the masses, we're saying there are social media jobs out there that they can make $50,000 a year. Remember the mindset of our buyer. They're tired of their job. They just want to work from home, okay? And so we're positioning it a little bit different. It's a trial kit. And what we're doing right here is we're asking for more information, but because we're asking for more information, people think it's going to be tailored to them, okay? So let me explain this a little bit in a different way. So you can go to ordersocialmediapack.com and check out that page. Here's another one. This one's grants. Now look at this page right here. Again, lots of information. A few years ago, I was teaching don't do this because you wanted to make it easy for people to opt in. You just want to get that email address so you can start that conversation. How many of you have heard that? One email box, maybe a name and their email, and get the conversation going. Well, here's what we're doing. Instead of saying, I'm going to give you my grant system or I'm going to give you my grant video, I'm saying, see if you qualify. So now I've changed the positioning, and what we've done is we've asked for more information, and so now we're changing the experience with, hey, just give me your email address. Now we're making them want it by qualifying them. See if they qualify, okay? So I want you to design this, if you're going out to the masses, to create that unique experience on the front end. Mike Warren was saying earlier today that he has drop-downs on the GoToWebinar form when he does the survey. Well, the reason why, and he actually said most of the people are filling that out. Well, the reason why they're filling that out is because they think that they're going to get something specialized for them. By giving him that data, he's going to do something special for them. He's going to increase their experience. Because how many GoToWebinar pages have you seen, or webinar pages where it's just give me your information and sign up for this webinar? A lot of them, we're all doing it. But what Mike has done is now increase the experience by asking for more information. And so in the prospect's head, they're thinking, wow, he's customizing this for me. So by increasing the experience, increasing that process, you're going to increase your conversions. Another example here is an eBay product. You can check this out at creativejuiceproducts.com/eBay. And so again, what we're doing, we're asking me for more information, and we're giving them a kit. We're giving them a kit. So all we're doing is just changing the words up. They've seen free video series. They've seen, blueprint. They've seen all this. So now we're saying a kit. It's just something different. So think about what you're positioning as your giveaway, because, again, it used to be that we could just give out a video. We could give out a blueprint. We could give out a PDF. But everyone's doing it. So what do you do in a crowded marketplace? You got to be different, right? So it's all in the positioning. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Thank you. A quick question for you, Dustin. These pages you're showing us, are these the landing pages that are getting to not from pay-per-click and SEO like you were saying? How are people getting to these pages?
Good question. So we're doing a couple different things here. We're using banner networks to do this. So we're putting up banner ads. We're not using traditional pay-per-click. We're using banner ads to drive traffic here. And then we're also doing email drops. I think some of you have been to our events and you heard them talk about this, but I'll just tell you, there is ways to send out legalized spam. Okay? Now before I just alienated half the audience, oh no, Dustin, that's illegal. There are people that have access to huge lists online of people that have opted in. And so one of the sources that we have access to is a big email provider, and what he has is 300 million email addresses. Now, half of you probably just glazed over and said, 300 million? I mean, that's just unfathomable. Well, there's this guy that has this list. Now, he's not going to send the whole list there. It's niched out into different sections of people that have opted in for BizOp, that have opted in for real estate information, that have opted in for Forex, stock, personal development, right? And so what he's allowed to do is send out email to Hotmail, to all these people, and he does it in he has a relationship with the ISPs that allow him to do these mass drops, because anytime you send a lot of emails, you send up a red flag. Well, he has permission with the ISPs like Hotmail, AOL, to send out during a specific time of day offers from his servers to do that. And so what we're doing is sending out email banner ads, and then we're also driving banner ad traffic to it. So does that answer? Yeah. Okay.
Related question, have you tried that exact page at all as a Facebook landing page? Are there any unique challenges with that?
Yes. So Facebook, so I'll give you some heads up on Facebook. Facebook is now, it was the Wild West, and so those that got there first could get away with a lot of stuff, but now they've kind of reined in like Google, and so they don't like spammy, one of the challenges that we're having with business credit is they don't necessarily dislike business credit, but they're instantly lumping us in the grant category, and that's been kind of frowned upon. And so on Facebook, you kind of have to meet their demands. You have to meet them in the middle for types of ads that you put out there. So you want to make them, I guess, more vanilla is what I would say. So you don't want to make them hypey or grant sounding-ish or make money online. So one of the ways, let's just do this, with the positioning is, so if I had make money social media, this will hit home for you. If my offer on Facebook or anywhere else was like, make money doing social media, doing that might turn them off. But by repositioning it and saying, look, there are social media jobs out there available for you, this is more likely to get approved. Does that make sense? The other thing that Facebook and some of these other places want to see is they want to see credibility. So they want to see as seen on TV there, and they want to see branding. They want to see branding like your logo. A lot of these guys are just looking to do business with the big boys. And so what we have to do is assimilate what the big brand advertisers are doing, having a logo, making it look a little bit cleaner here to accomplish some of this. Make sense? All right. All right, so upsells. In my business credit funnel, it's a very linear process. You do this, then you buy this product, and then you buy this product. That's where I want them to go. What we're testing right now is offering an a la carte option. Now, I was totally against this. I was ranting and raving. I was like, this isn't going to work. I know this isn't going to work. And so until I saw some proof, until I saw some stats. So my partner, Brock, is doing this online, showing me this. And so what he's advocating online right now is an a la carte option. So what this could look like for a real estate investor is, buy my course at my ebook at $57. Immediately, they would see a page similar to this. Now, what you're looking at on this page is an upsell page, and there's 4 different products on this page. So what this could look like for a real estate investor for most of us is contracts, $20. How to get private money, $30. How to insert whatever is important in that niche. And so what we're finding is when someone's hot, just like in the regular upsell sequence, when they're hot, they're primed to buy more products. And so a lot of people are afraid to test this. We're testing this right now, where when they buy, what we do is we give them a discount. We give them a discount. We say, customize your order, or your order's not complete. Here are some additional products. And what we do is we give them a discount, and we offer them other products. How many of you have seen a page like this? Okay, a lot more than I would have thought, because a lot of people are kind of unwilling to do this, and it stems from, it's the Amazon approach, right? They spend millions and billions of dollars in testing online, right? That's what they're doing. Now, why I was ranting and raving against this was I said, a confused mind doesn't buy. They're not going to go for this. Well, here are the numbers. I'll just show you the numbers. So that's what it looks like a little bit closer up. Numbers on that. Average of 30% takes 2 upsells. 30% of the people that buy the original product are taking 2 upsells in the sequence. And so what we're seeing is we're getting it up to about $83 per buyer. So somebody comes in at $47, they buy a product, Then on the next page, they see 4 offers at a discount. They get the $19 one, they get the $21, and all of a sudden they're up to $83. Make sense? Okay, so I want you to test that. Now, I'm not here to advocate, oh, this is the new way to do it, but test it. See if it works for you. Consider doing an a la carte offer. And the reason why I'm so adamant about this is for the reason I shared with you earlier. This triangle, the middle's disappearing. So we've got to find ways to ascend the people at the bottom and get more out of them. Okay? And so we need to increase those sales up into the middle and make them our middle buyers, and then from there ascend them up. Okay? So that's the buyer there. I wanted to give you this swipe copy. I thought this was pretty cool. This is in the funnel sequence when someone buys the purchase. And so I'll just read it to you. It comes from the fulfillment department. So when someone buys your product or service and you're going to ship it out, could say something like this. Hi, my name is Bob. I'm from the fulfillment department. I wanted to let you know I got your order and I'm preparing it to be shipped. So a touch, right? We're getting excited. We're getting them excited. We're staying in constant. So it's a stick strategy. But now here comes the genius, the upsell strategy. Hey, I wanted to let you know that we've been getting a lot of orders online, social proof. Your purchase is safe. You're doing the right thing, right? And sometimes our website doesn't function properly, so you may not have seen these products. I'm referencing the upsell, okay? Now, I apologize for that, and I just want to give you 30% off these 2 products, and I put a link right there, okay? So is that a cool strategy or what? All right, it gets better. Here we go. It gets better. Day 2. Hey, this is Bob again. Just want to let you know I got your stuff ready, and it's going to go be shipped out now. And just in case you didn't get my email from yesterday, here's 2 other products that we can ship out to you. Here's the link. I'll give you 30% off, right? So you can put that immediately in your upsell sequence from your purchases online and have this go out. Now, the numbers on this, actually, let me tell you some notes here. Brock said he found that if he wrote with bad grammar or misspelled a couple words in there, because this is the guy from the shipping department. He's not the email marketer guy, right? He's the common folk, right? So he found out if you misspell a couple words in there, that it converts better, okay? Now, when you add these emails into your sequence, we're seeing about 30% of these people are clicking that link and going and buying. As it was said earlier today, and as it'll be said again and again this week, and a buyer's a buyer's a buyer, right? And so we just put an offer in front of them. We'll get more out of them. Always use order confirmation. So you're probably thinking, what's the subject line in the email? Mike Warren was talking about this earlier. The number 1 email that gets opened, order confirmation, right? Right after you bought, you want to see the details. So use order confirmation in those last 2 emails that I gave you. How many of you like that strategy? Say, oh yeah, who's going to implement that strategy? Can you do this? Are you going to do this, Zach? All right, here we go. So offline funnels. How many of you know I have a newsletter called Dirty Talk? Yeah. Raise your hand if you are a dirty talker. Wow, excellent. I'm doing my job here. If you're not, we can fix that. Come and see me. Guys, it's a free subscription, and what I do is I use it to communicate with my affiliates. Now, the affiliate managers that are in the room need to really seriously consider using this method. What I do once a month is I mail my newsletter out to all the centers of influence in the space. This is how I built my name. This is how I built rapport with a lot of you. Every month I sent out a newsletter connecting with the centers of influence because I knew if I could get in their face once a month, that eventually I'm going to trip and land on some gigs and some webinars. And that's exactly how it happened for me, okay? And so I put together Dirty Talk every month, and the reason for the edgy name is so that it gets opened. I knew if I just sent another marketing newsletter or some newsletter, it wouldn't get open, so I needed an edgy name, right? So can you do this in your niche? Can you do this in your real estate? Can you do this with your affiliates to stay in touch with them? Answer? Yes, the answer is yes. And so, again, Mike was talking about introducing your personal life. I talk about my dogs. I talk about people that I meet out at seminars and things that I do. So you can absolutely do this. One last thing. This is an homage to Ted Thomas here. He's getting a lot of love, I've noticed. And so I've been working with Ted a lot in direct mail and improving my process. And so a lot of you thought, hey, Dustin's going to talk about online funnels. Well, there's things called offline funnels as well. And so real quick, because I know we're running short on time here, this is every step that happens when a lead comes in for a power day. And a power day is when we consult with somebody for $15,000 to write their presentation. Now, to make that sale, $15,000, that's a lot. You got to touch them a lot. That's a big sale for most folks. So what we do is we send them a shock and awe package, which is, we had one right here. But anyway, we send them this big, flashy package to grab their attention. Put credibility, social proof in this package. We mail it out. We mail it out priority mail. Next, what we do is we send an email from our assistant to schedule an appointment with someone to talk to. To close a $15,000 sale, it's probably going to have to happen over the phone or in a live environment. So right now we're using over the phone to close these sales. Other thing that we do is we do a social media connect. If the speaker, if the promoter is on social media, we'll ping them and say, hey, can't wait to connect with you. And so as Ted would say, and I hope I'm not stealing his thunder, is that all we're doing is we're touching people. We're just touching people, right? Next thing that we do in the sequence, and I'll be happy to walk through this with you. We send them a book for credibility. We send them a video sales letter, and then we send them direct mail piece after direct mail after direct mail piece. So do you see how this is an offline funnel? Can you see that? Can you picture that in your head? Well, let me show you exactly what it looks like. So this is a piece that we send out. Totally knocked this off from Ted. Sweet thing happened when you work with Ted Thomas. And we attach some sort of candy to this, right? We want to grab their attention. It's a touch. Next thing I do is I send out an article. Hey, thought you might like to see this, right? Because if someone's in this funnel, they've said, hey, I'm interested in speaking. I'm interested in bettering myself. So in this process, I send out an article. Thought you'd like to see this. Now, this isn't some hypey sales letter. This is a big $15,000 sale. This is going to take some consideration. So I'm just touching them. Now, this one got a lot of raves around the office, and this is like the 6th or 7th letter in the sequence. I can't wait to test this. This is actually from Victoria Van Hoos. That's Dave's little girl. And what I did is I downloaded this crazy crayon font, and I misspelled the words in there as it was written from her, who's, what, is she a year yet? 10 months, right? And so, this got a lot of raves around the office. We put this in as the 6th step in the sequence, and so I'm waiting to get results back from it. So we can have fun in this. We can be creative. We can show our personality in these sort of funnels. One more thing that I want to share with you, a lot of folks aren't doing this, is you're not showing people in your funnel, in your world, how to ascend. And I was doing this. Most people just said, oh, you write presentations. And I said, yeah, and we do this, this, and this. But I said, why didn't they know that? Well, because in my marketing and my dirty talk and everything that goes out, I didn't show them the different levels and the different products. So in your products and your services, in your manuals, in every communication that you have from your folks, you need to create an ascension ladder. If you get Dan Kennedy's thing, it's a simple ladder with going up there. You've got to show people how to ascend. You got to show them. And what you want them to do is visualize, man, I'd love to be in that top group. I want to be in the Platinum Mastermind group. Right? You get them dreaming, and that engages them to stay with you, okay? So show people how to ascend. In the future editions of Dirty Talk, you're going to see this on the back page. It's going to show everything that we have, because I want people to know. I want them to see it, okay? 2 minutes? 2 minutes. It's all in the follow-up. A lot of things that I see in the industry, folks aren't doing home study course inserts, so this works great if you have multiple products. Or let's say you only have one product. Why not team up with the JV and put a home study course insert promoting their product or service? So we're sending out these courses to our people, but we're not upselling them in the course, right? So you want to use every advantage that you can. So put that on your action item list. If you don't have an insert, team up with somebody, sell someone else's product or service in there, and put that out with your material that gets shipped when you make a sale. One of the things that we're doing, people that come to our Power Day, they get a level of a presentation, but if they want the Mac Daddy super version of it, we've teamed up with a company that does that. It makes graphics, it makes it unique, it makes it a different way. And so what happens is when someone comes to our Power Day, later on in the sequence, they're automatically going to get this direct mail piece to go out to them and email saying, hey, look, you should consider this product if you want to increase your close. Okay? Some things that you can do, thank you notes, coupons, upsells, and just remember that higher end sales require more stuff. Ted would tell me to tell you that I've got to, Ted, how would you say it? He doesn't, he's leaving me hanging here. So if you want to get more, keep more, direct mail, mail your affiliates. And one thing that I don't see is a lot of people are doing JV swaps, email swaps. Who here is doing a direct mail swap affiliate promotion to other people's lists? Let me see your show of hands, right? 1 or 2, right? There's an amazing opportunity for you there. So if you're talking to a promoter and they say, you know, I really can't fit you into my email schedule, then you can come back to them and say, how about we do a direct mail piece? I'll pay for it, and then we'll take the profits off the top. Can you guys do that? Will you do that? Are you going to do that? Awesome, guys. Well, my time is up. I wish I could share more with you. Come find me if you want to talk, and that's it for now. Thanks, guys.